The cases that the Texas Civil Rights Project has right now in the area of criminal justice reform has to do with deaths in prison due to lack of air conditioning. And I think in that case, the government had responded, well, we gave them water, and then they learned that the water was had traces of undrinkableness to it that were really high. And so that's definitely something that the Texas Civil Rights Project.
Did you hear about that guy up north where they put him in a hot bath in the prison and then he died? We talked about it last week on the show.
That was in Florida.
In Florida, pardon me. They threw a guy in prison. What's the story?
In the scalding shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They threw a mental ill patient into the scalding shower, died, and as they're taking him away, with no regard or respect to the human body, he's dead and his skin's falling off.
Did you ever see the Zimbardo? Did you ever hear about the Zimbardo prison experiment?
Oh, is it that when you dress like a guard and you dress like an inmate, your relationship changes? What is that? Explain.
That's the what I learned that made me want to be a public defender and change my view about jails. And it applies to everything that I see. It's a psychologist back in the 60s or 70s. He had randomly selected people. They're all equally mentally healthy. He made some guards, some prisoners, and just randomly. And he had an experiment set up where he set up Stanford University as a jail, some basement somewhere. The guards and the prisoners, he made the prisoners shave, he gave them a number, he made them wear clothes, shave their heads.
Sounds like some sort of Silence of the Lambs.
He had them
project.
Arrested on the street to begin the process of being humiliated like a prisoner, and they weren't really prisoners. They hadn't actually done anything wrong. But within a couple of days, the guards were mistreating the prisoners were protesting, the guards were getting, acting up and figuring out what to do about these riots. It was crazy, and violence erupted, people were traumatized. He had to stop the experiment early, and it did show that kind of putting people in a dynamic where you're supposed to treat someone like a prisoner, like they're less than you, affects how you can behave towards them. So I think as a society and in jails, you have to be really mindful of how to balance that kind of position, how to train people to deal with stuff so that you're not mistreating people just because you see them as a prisoner or having done something wrong.